Alright, hey guys, Lux here. So the OSRS live stream just happened yesterday, which means it was uploaded to YouTube just a few hours ago. I just went through it. It's absolutely full of hints and teasers and an overview of the relics, fragments, and set effects that we already know about for leagues, as well as a lot of questions answered by the actual jmods of what's going to be allowed and what won't be included in this league. So stay tuned for that. So one of the first things that was released is that the fragments that you receive from doing activities are going to be related to the actual activities you're doing, with a few exceptions, such as the clue fragments can come from anything that grants you experience. So if you're wanting a woodcutting fragment, you're going to only get that from doing woodcutting, just like fishing or mining or something like that. On a similar note, a lot of people are asking about barbarian fishing. It's going to be able to give you fragments for agility and for fishing, but it's not going to be able to give you a fragment for strength because most strength things are going to be combat related. So there's going to be a distinction of activities for combat relics versus skilling relics. So you're only going to get combat relics from doing combat related activities, and that's including magic, which is another thing. Your magic relics, there's going to be two different types: utility and combat. If you're using magic to teleport, you're eligible to get a fragment for a magic utility, such as the enchanting fragment. However, if you're doing something like bursting or something, you'll be able to get a magic combat based relic. Since fairy rings are not going to be allowed from the start this league like they were last league, the waystones are going to be vital for being able to move around. On top of that, it was noted that the mini games teleport is going to actually be working in this league. So another early thing, going to the Ferox Enclave is already a confirmed task. You can teleport straight to there using your mini games teleport. So let's go ahead and get into a lot of the special fragments that they started talking about. Basically, if you are one of the early people that can get this early on, you want to level it up to get the 300% points increase as soon as you can, so that you don't have to sit in Mage Training Arena for such a long time, because it's going to take off like 2/3 of your time. The Golden Brick Road fragment is pretty self-explanatory. It'll be up here on the screen. It's essentially just really good for money. So if you can get this, you're never gonna have to worry about money, essentially. The next one, Enchanted Jeweler fragment, it's kind of lackluster, but they kept kind of hinting that the set effect will be good, and that's kind of an overall tone for a lot of these. They might not be super strong, but they will have a useful set effect, or a lot of the set effects are actually going to be driving why you might want to use certain fragments. The next one, Hot on the Trail fragment, is going to be really good. At level 3, about every 10 fires you light will be a clue, and a lot of them might be like easier beginner or whatever, but clues are all stacking in this league. So as you just light fires, you'll probably have a couple stacks of all your clue scroll boxes, and they're just going to keep stacking up and stacking up, and eventually you'll be able to just start going through all of your clues one by one. And you know, if you get a task that you just can't do, it's not a big deal. You just drop it, open up a new medium clue, and go after it. So grinding out for like ranger boots or something might not be as hard as you think. So another really good fragment. It's kind of overpowered. It's great. The plank stretcher fragment is pretty good. It's not game breaking, but it will be allowed in mahogany homes. Now our first combat fragment is going to be thrall damage. So at level 3, you can have 300% increased max damage from your thralls. It's going to be super overpowered on bosses. It's going to be really useful for Slayer. And Mod Oasis said that the set effect on this is going to work out with this fragment really well. So I can't wait to see what that's going to be. Now our next combat fragment is going to be Slay All Day. And when you kill a Slayer monster while you're on a task, at level 3, it's going to heal 3 hit points. So it's not exactly another one of those things that's game breaking or anything, but it is useful if you're kind of doing some more AFK kind of thing. We don't know what the set effects or anything like that's going to look like, but it's pretty good overall. Now the last fragment, it's a miscellaneous fragment. It's called Praying Respects, and it's basically the fact of having something like a Bone Crusher or an Ash Sanctifier. However, once you get it to level 2 or level 3 actually is when it's doubled. So bones and ashes are auto buried without you having to touch them, and when they're scattered or buried, it's going to be 200% experience. So that's going to be really great for passive prayer. You're not going to have to pick up any bones anymore ever again, and your prayer is just going to be leveled twice as fast. That leads us to the first and only set effect item that we know about. It's called Endless Knowledge. When you receive that, you receive an item that allows the player to switch to your magic book freely. So that's really overpowered for whenever you're doing bosses. So you're going to be able to summon a thrall, switch spellbooks, cast Vengeance, switch spellbooks again, and then cast Blood Barrage. And they've made it specifically to have right click option so that you could use it in combat very easily. So it's a really overpowered set effect. Alright, so now we're going to get into a lot of the stuff that was answered while doing the questions and answers section of the live stream. So the first thing is that you don't need to have the requirements of a quest to be able to skip it, as long as you have the Sage's Renown for it. In combination to that, doing required quests that are for a bigger quest will decrease the cost that the main quest has. So they gave the example of Sins of the Father might cost about 50 points to unlock, but if you did something like Priest in Peril, which is a prerequisite, that might cut like 5 points off the total. Someone asked if there's going to be private instances for Wintertot or Temperos, and some of them do have some tasks that are related to being in a single instance, and they said there will not be any private instances for Wintertot or Temperos. They released that the minigame teleport will be available within the league. All of the items from the previous leagues that had improved drop rates, like say something like the whip or something, will also have improved drop rates on this league as well. In addition to that, things like necks that did not exist in the previous league will also have improved drop rates. A very key and important piece of information is that when you pick your starting skill, say it's going to be ranged or magic or melee skill, you will receive one free combat relic based off of that kind of skill. So if you pick range, you're going to get a relic or a relic fragment that relates to range that can help you out. There's going to be some bosses that you're not going to actually be able to unlock unless you do certain quests for them. So something like Vorkath, where you have a quest that specifically locks that, you're going to have to either unlock or complete that quest to be able to unlock the ability to kill Vorkath. For something like Vorkath though, you will be able to do the quest version, but you won't be able to farm it after that. Some quests that are auto-completed will give you certain items, like supposedly maybe something like Excalibur, but that's not confirmed. But the items that will be available from auto-completing a quest will be displayed on the information tab. Last Man Standing has been confirmed to not be in this league, which is great because it's all going to be bots anyway. However, Soul Wars will be in this league, and it's confirmed that Soul Wars does have at least one task in it. The quest Druidic Ritual is the only auto-completed quest if you unlock Herblore. One thing that had some people confused in the comments of my last video was actually just confirmed by Mod Oasis. So it's verified now that locked skills can still be used as long as it's only a level 1 requirement action. So like chopping a normal tree, even though woodcutting is locked, will still give you a log, and getting that log is going to be a task, and you can do that without unlocking woodcutting. However, whenever you're doing something that is not unlocked, like cutting a tree that does not grant you experience, it also does not grant you a chance at rolling a fragment. So all fragments are given to you based off of experience drops. So if you're doing something that's currently locked, you cannot get experience. So any skills that you don't have unlocked, you will not be able to get. You won't be able to get your fragments for that skill because it does not give you experience. You can't get the experience drop. You can't get a chance at getting a fragment. The last thing that was kind of revealed, but not really, at the end of the live stream is that Mod Sarny said there's going to be one really big leak teaser coming soon in the next couple days. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to be put out by like another YouTuber or streamer or something like that. I'm not sure. When it comes out, I'll be sure to say something about it. But I hope it's something cool. Hope it's something good. And either way, we're getting real close. It's about 5 days now from League's release. So looking forward to that. Alright, that's all the important stuff that was brought up during the live stream. So I hope at least some of this information is useful to you. And I hope it gives you a better understanding of what to do once the league starts. All the feedback and comments have been really helpful, and I plan on making a video testing some of the task completions early on. So if you have the time, please comment below with what you're going to do once the league starts. And thanks everybody for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos shortly. See you next time.